Hi, everyone. Welcome to the latest edition of the Teaching Commons blog. For those of you I haven't met before, I'm Lisa Endersby. I'm an educational developer in the Teaching Commons, and a large part of my portfolio is around experiential education, which is probably not a surprise. That is the topic of conversation for today's blog post. Sophie, I'll turn it over to you to introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sophie Bury. I work with the libraries. My title is Director of Learning Commons and Reference Services, and the libraries have been a co-sponsor of the Experiential Education Symposium since it began 4 years ago. I'm very happy to be here today.
Thanks, Sophie. And I guess I should mention that I'm wearing another hat as the acting director of the YU Experience Hub at the time of this recording. And the YU Experience Hub and the Teaching Commons under the umbrella of the AVP Teaching and Learning have also been co-sponsoring the EE or Experiential Education Symposium for the past few years. So Sophie and I are here today as co-chairs of the EE Symposium Committee to strongly, not so subtly, encourage folks to apply. And we're reaching out to our faculty colleagues today to invite your students to apply to present at the Experiential Education Symposium in 2022. So maybe to get us started, Sophie, I'll have you start. Maybe we should tell you a little bit more about what the EE Symposium is. So Sophie, putting you on the spot, how would you describe the Experiential Education Symposium?
Yeah, so thanks, Lisa. So this event is meant to recognize and celebrate particularly the achievements of students at York within the area of experiential education. And that can be in any of the three areas. And I know Lisa's more of an aficionado with all the theory here, and so I'll ask her to chime in. But classroom-based, community-focused, and work-focused EE are all included. And I think one of our key goals is students are in the spotlight, they're telling their stories, and it's a pan-university event. So any student from any faculty, including our Glendon campus, can apply. And we're doing a lot this year to make sure we're as bilingual as possible.
Yeah. Thanks, Sophie. And that's a very good way to put it. I don't think I could have done that better. I guess I'll just add that it really is about knowing that we spend so much time working on or facilitating these experiential education activities and don't often get to reflect on or talk about or share the impact. What is the learning that has come out of these experiences? How have our students changed for the better? What have they learned? What's the skill development that they've taken away from these experiences? So as Sophie said, we're really hoping that you'll invite your students to share, whether it's classroom community or work-focused experiential education experiences, for them to tell their story. And that's kind of our marketing tagline this year in particular, really hoping that students will have the chance to tell their story, not just what they did, but why it was so powerful or impactful. So that may be one of the main benefits of why your students would want to engage with the symposium. But we get this question a lot. Why? What are the benefits? Why would a student want to participate? So Sophie, I know you and I were chatting a little bit about this. What are some of the benefits in your mind of why students should participate, or what are they going to get out of it?
Well, I think one thing they are going to get out of it is new skills or an opportunity to develop existing skills. So they're going to learn how to present a poster, if that's the way they choose to disseminate their information. We also give them help with how to present online, with how to write content that is reflective and that is concise. We involve the Writing Center and Learning Skills partners that, to help us to do this. And also we, this year, are doing something different. So students, in addition to the poster option, they can also choose to share their story in the form of a podcast or a video. And so this year we are offering more support synchronously and asynchronously for that. And I think also they get a certificate of recognition, which is signed by the Office of the AVP Teaching and Learning. And they get a chance to enter a draw for $100 $100 value on their U card. And I think I'm forgetting some things, Lisa, so I'm sure you'll want to add to that.
No, that's great. I think the skill development piece is one that we're really excited about this year and in previous years. As Sophie mentioned, the Learning Commons is such a key and important partner to the work we do, because we recognize experiential education as its own opportunity for skill development, and the symposium should be no different. So while we are asking students to present and share and do some work, they will very much be supported in that process, both by the committee as well as our Learning Commons colleagues. And yeah, we always get questions about things like recognition or incentives. So yes, there'll be recognition of participation through the ABP T&L office, as well as they'll be entered into a draw to win a $100, I always call it York gift card, but that's not right. YU card to be used obviously on campus. So yeah, we see the benefits certainly for learning as well as opportunities for recognition. And this is a presentation like any other presentation that students might participate in, should they choose to put it on their CV. So if this all sounds interesting and exciting, and we hope it does, there are some pretty, I guess, specific ways that we'll be asking students to get involved. Sophie, what would you say is our next step for our faculty colleagues?
Well, I would just really encourage you, if you are teaching courses with experiential education elements, and you want to just give your students a chance to shine and to grow, please think about encouraging them to apply. The application form itself is not so onerous. They have to write an abstract with a few responses to, as Lisa mentioned, that reflection angle, you know, the what and the kind of the why, the how they grew through the experience. But it's only 500 words, and then a few other form fields that they fill in. They can elect to choose to share a sample media piece if they have it, but it's not required. And then they get help from us after that. And obviously we learn a lot from them, and they teach us a lot too. So it's a two-way street.
Yeah, thanks, Sophie. And that's such a good point that, again, we want to really reiterate how supported these students are going to be in this experience. Sophie and I both work in the realm of teaching and learning, and so we'd be remiss to not offer those same opportunities to students who participate in the symposium. So it's very much a learning experience as much as it is an opportunity to present. So you'll see probably copied at the bottom of the page where this video will go up, a link to our website, our Symposium website, which has a direct link to the application form. There's also an email address for our event, EESteam, TEAM, @yorku.ca, where you or your students can reach out if you have any questions. When this blog is going up, the deadline is pretty soon afterward. So we're looking at November 3rd, 2021, as our current deadline for applications. So there is a little bit of a tight turnaround, but again, at this stage, we're really just looking for students to express interest, and we can follow up with them should we have any questions or about the application. So hopefully that tight timeline won't deter you or your students. Sophie, any final thoughts? Sophie and I always talk about gaps that I usually leave in meetings and conversations. So Sophie, anything you wanted to add before we sign off?
No, I think that's great. We look forward to your questions, and hopefully to some expressions of interest through the application forms from students. And thank you for listening to us both.
Yeah, thanks so much, everyone. And keep an eye out. Once the application cycle is concluded, we will certainly be reaching out again to encourage you to attend. We've gotten great feedback from faculty and from students, as Sophie so aptly mentioned, about the value of learning from our students and learning from each other. So be on the lookout for more information for the event, which is happening in early February 2022. Thanks so much, everyone. Take care.